How many people can say that I went and I drove a nuclear powered submarine, or I went to sea on a nuclear powered submarine? Not very many people.
Torpedo evasion.
Being 20-something years old and being in charge of nuclear weapons, that's pretty impressive.
What I really want is a sailor who has heart. He has pride in his ship. He wants to go out there and succeed in every task.
I chose submarines because I love the fact that they're undetectable for the most part, and strike capabilities from out of nowhere.
They range across the world's oceans in silence, with a potent array of weapons at the ready. They are the U.S. Navy's submarine force. One of their weapons, the submarine-launched ballistic missile, helped America win the Cold War as a deterrent against Soviet aggression. Even now, U.S. Navy ballistic missile submarines continue their role to discourage those who might want to harm the United States. And there's another group of subs in today's force ready to meet the threat of an adversary with a variety of weapons from Tomahawk missiles to special forces. At the controls are a new generation of submariners who carry on a tradition of silent service beneath the sea. For much of the Cold War, the U.S. Navy ballistic missile submarine, known as the SSBN, was a rare sight on the ocean horizon. Where they went and when was shrouded in secrecy, as it is now and will be in the future. Since the 1960s, they've been tasked to cruise undetected through the world's oceans. Designed and built for one critical mission in an age of nuclear weapons, to help deter the threat of global nuclear war.
Bridge, helm. Maneuver and answers ahead 1/3, sir.
Helm bridge act.
Their crews call them boomers, and at 560 feet, the nuclear-powered USS Rhode Island is among the U.S. Navy's fleet ballistic missile subs on watch. From the outside world, they strive for stealth and surprise, while inside, the world of the Rhode Island hums with activity unique to the submariner.
Dock.
5-4. Coming partially open with the breech door.
Team, away, prepare, 11, denote, 12.
The USS Rhode Island's nuclear deterrent punch is packed here along this corridor. 24 massive tubes, each capable of housing a ballistic missile. It's here in vital spaces like these where life goes on for Rhode Island's crew of more than 100 submariners.
Inside each rack, you have, lift them up, you have storage space for your personal items in here. And also, you have a personal drawer for mostly toiletry items, gee dug. A submarine, you're more close-knit, so it's more of a family type setting.
Yes, we're hurt. Take stational panel for operations.
Take stational panel for operations.
Yeah, and you can tell when a guy's actually having a bad day just from being around him on a day-to-day basis. You know, hey, this guy's having a bad day. You know what? I want to go talk to him and try to pick him up. You know, crew's mess is where the crew eats. Crew comes down, sit down, and this is where we enjoy our meals. Right now we have fruit set up because it's breakfast time. Throughout the day there's fruits, snacks, cakes. The USS Rhode Island has a little bit of history for myself because this is where my career actually started. I started here as an E1 back in 1994. I checked on board July 15, 1994. Well, I have 16 and a half years in the Navy, 3.5 left, and to finish my career where I started is kind of special to me. How many people can say that I went and I drove a nuclear powered submarine, or I went to sea on a nuclear powered submarine? Not very many people. You have to be fit and selected to come to a submarine force. And that was the thing that attracted me the most, is that the submarine force was different from everything else.
Secure from general emergency.
When junior guys come in, we train them that, hey, what we do is important, so we're supposed to remain submerged and undetected. So we instill that in them that, hey, being submerged and undetected counts a lot for what we do. As they go through their qualification process to earn their submarine qualifications, they learn more and more about, you know, being submerged, undetected, and how how much we depend on them as much as they depend on us to be able to save their lives. We depend on them to be able to save our lives at the same time.
Mr. Ford launchers, by them that not other two clears.
My name's MT1 Joe Ament.
Here we operate the system panel to actually operate it so we're able to launch a weapon. The switches here, we have to line them up to be able to launch the missile. Each tube is specific to allow us to open the hatch and pressurize the tube.
I tried out college, didn't work. I had a little part-time job. I was like, hey, driving home one day, might as well check it out. Once I got to my first boat, they welcomed me, and I don't know if I did something or the stars lined up, and they accepted me for who I was and how I worked, and I've been going full speed ever since. We stand 6-hour watches. You're either on coming, off going, or on watch, and you just stand your 6-hour watches. Then when you're off going is when you have to do your maintenance, your cleanup, and all that. And we actually have an inspection in 3 weeks. So right now we're getting ready to hit it pretty hard.
Set condition 1SQ for training without guidance with launcher. This is the captain. This is an exercise. I'm Commander Bob Clark, USS Rhode Island Blue Crew commanding officer. And I've been in this job for about 2.5 years now. I've been in the Navy for a little over 20 years, and this is my 4th submarine tour. I kind of view my command as a football team, but the difference between my team and most professional football teams is I feel like my second stringers are as good as my first stringers.
6-8, shut the fence. 7-0.
And that's because we conduct training continuously, and we're putting those guys continuously into the game. Not many people work in an environment where you reposition one valve improperly and you can cause a major catastrophe.
14 member, make the forward part of the room ready, 2-1 low, 2-1 from launch.
Make the forward part of the room ready, 2-1 low, 2-1 for launch. Aye, sight glass is dry.
So that meticulous attention to detail and really watching what you're doing at all times is vital in the submarine force. We, as an SSBN, are here to become the survivable asset for strategic deterrence, regardless of a rogue nation state or a terrorist group. They're going to think twice when they know that we have a Trident-class submarine out in a location unknown to them with the amount of firepower that is on board the vessel. We're the big gun.
Preparing for post-Cold War threats also has the U.S. Navy outfitting some of its Trident ballistic missile subs for a different kind of fight, equipping them to carry Tomahawk missiles and to support special operations. And there's another breed of U.S. subs built for stealth, to get close to an enemy near land or at sea and strike.
All of them are designed so that they can perform several different missions. Obviously, with the 688 being the oldest of the three, still a very, very capable submarine, and is out there collecting intelligence, conducting surveillance and reconnaissance, still has soft insertion capability, can do search and rescue missions, can do mine warfare missions, plus they can complement their insertion capability with the strike capability at the same time that they're putting the special forces ashore. And in some cases, the Virginia adds future design improvements as well, because it was designed with modularity so that we can add on into the future. The modern day other world submarines are getting quieter and quieter every day. What that means for us is we've got to improve our sensor systems that we hold on board, and we got to improve the quieting on board our own ships. Every time we go in to refit, we are conducting modernization improvements on the USS Rhode Island and the rest of the Trident fleet. The concept of deterrence hasn't changed.
It's that unknown, the unknown of there may be a ballistic missile submarine out there waiting waiting in the wings is what keeps a lot of countries from doing things to the U.S. is because they don't know there's that fast attack submarine or there's that ballistic missile submarine out there, and they just don't know, can't find us. We remain submerged, undetected.
Overall, it's still the crew is driving the submarine. The better your crew is, the better the boat's going to be.